Welcome, everyone, to the TNT Edtech podcast. I'm your host, Scott Noons, with
Matthew Ketchum.
And we are so pumped for tonight. So you'll remember our last episode, we had on Jaime Donnally, the queen of AR, VR, and EDU. And who'd we have on tonight, Matthew?
We have her back with us. So Jaime is back with us, and we're going to be sharing some amazing ideas that teachers have shared with her for using AR, VR in the classroom, for a chance to win one of her books. And we have an exciting game that we're going to be playing that our live viewers today can actually win the book as well. So it's an exciting day of sharing some showcases in the classroom and a chance to play a live game and win the book here today.
Nice. And without further ado, here is Jaime Donnally, our special guest of the evening. We're super stoked to have you back. How are you, Jaime?
I'm great. Thank you so much. I didn't pick up my microphone, so I'm just going to roll with this.
Yeah.
You're sounding good. You're sounding good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. That sounds great. I'm really excited. I just did a refresh on the computer to try to get everything ready to go. I know we got so much to cover tonight, and I'm so excited to share everything that's been going on the past month. And I don't know if you guys have already mentioned, but if you are on arvrandEDU.com and you went to the main website and you're watching this through YouTube, you're going to want to click on the YouTube name there inside of that window, and you're going to want to come in to the YouTube page to watch this so that you can chat. So Scott and Matthew can actually see what you're saying and responding to, because we'll have questions that we're going to be asking throughout this time, and we definitely want you to participate. So if you are just viewing, then you won't be able to participate by typing or being part of the chat at all. So we encourage you to please click on that YouTube link and go directly in there so that you can participate in the chat.
Yeah, thank you so much. That is awesome. We're thrilled to have everybody here. And remember, if you're tuning in on Facebook, make sure you allow StreamYard to show your comments so that we can share them on the screen. And hey, here we go. A familiar face, our buddy Rochelle joining us tonight. Happy to have you, Rochelle. Thanks so much. And
it's like she knows she's a part of this in some way.
She's connected to all things.
Right. Yes. And who could pass up a chance to chat with Jaime? So yeah, we're blessed to have you, and you too, Rochelle. Thanks for joining in. Rochelle, actually, you're the second one now, Jaime. Up until now, Rochelle was the only guest we've had on twice.
That's right.
So now that makes two.
I know. I almost feel like Rochelle should be in here with us. Like like come join us, Rochelle.
Yeah, let us know if you want to come in, Rochelle. We'll add you in. I'll give you the code.
It'd be like how many times the hosts have hosted Saturday Night Live. They had competitions. Who hosted how many times? That's awesome.
And there's so many great people out there. Right now is actually the time of AR, VR, and EDU for the weekly chat. And of course, this month, so just kind of backtrack a little bit. This month is so different because it is 31 days of AR, VR, and EDU. Now, 3 years ago, I had this little wild hair and I said, March isn't that busy for what I do, because conferences typically kind of slow down that month, leading up through March because of standardized testing, right? So I'm like, this would be a great time to have some blogs going out and some engagement. And what if I had a blog go out every day about a different tool? So 3 years ago, I decided to do this. And it was when I first started consulting, not too long after that. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Oh my gosh. It was so hard. And I just remember like the whole time thinking, why did I choose a month with 31 days? Why didn't I choose a month with 28. Like, what am I the whole time I complained, and my family heard me whine, and I never got sleep. And then, people really seemed to appreciate it. And it really helped with the blog content, because unless you're very intentional about your blog, you guys, I'm sure, can relate to this, and I'm sure Rochelle can too. But unless you're very intentional about your blog, it really does kind of say, oh, one day I'm going to write this blog about this when I have time, right? But it forced me to actually write about all the things that I was wanting to write about. So I did. And then the next year rolled around, and people were like, so you're going to do 31 days again? And I'm like, apparently I'm crazy enough again. So I did it again and again last year. Complained, why did I do this? Oh my gosh, it's so much work. But I'm so glad I did it at the end of the month. It's like, actually, it took me a few days. So like April 3rd, 4th, talk to me, and I'll be like, thankful I did this. And then this year, I'm actually working full time. So my husband was like, are you crazy? Like, what are you thinking? How are you going to work? Like, all day I would spend my time working on the blog, it was like, that's all I committed to, really, in March. And I was like, I've got to do it. So what you guys don't know is, and why I just have no makeup on right now, I have been up until 2, 3 in the morning all month, like every day, and then waking up and every once in a while grabbing like a nap on the weekend if there's time. But I will tell you, I'm running on fumes. But it has been so awesome to see the responses. And I really did take a step back. I did not do as much depth as I have done in the past. Notice I kind of followed the same template, about 2 paragraphs, introducing it, how it could be used. And then from there saying, okay, well, let's go right into the video. And then we're going to go right into, here's some step-by-step on how to use the tools. And that was it, so I gave some hyperlinks out to the tools. So I kept it very simple, followed that template. So I didn't feel like I was recreating the wheel every time. And I think the part that people don't realize is it's not just the blog. And everybody I'm sure watching has also dealt with this. You're writing the blog, you're setting it up, but then you're also scheduling out your emails that will go out to follow up with that. And then you're also scheduling out all of your social posts to go out to follow up on that. And the first year I did it, I was like writing it and hoping that I can get it in by midnight that day. And then last year I was like, okay, let me plan for the next day. So I'm writing it by this time to get it out the next day. And this year I kind of followed the same deal where I'm writing it essentially 2, 3 in the morning. It goes out 6 a.m. my time. For you guys, that's 8 a.m. it was going out. Eastern time, it was going out about 5 a.m. because as teachers, we all know this, that, as you're getting ready in the morning and getting ready to head out, I mean, you only got a short window of time if you're on social media before, bam, you're off to the races with your students. So, because of that, it's like that first, here it is. And, I think for everybody that would read it or check it out or check out the emails, one tool is the goal. One tool you walk away with is fantastic. Linda.
Yeah. We got Linda in the house, and then Kara as well.
Nice. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're here. So in light of all of the blog posts, I mean, every day it is a variety. You see some science content, you see language arts, you see different variations of grade levels. Like, this is not one person has found all these resources. This is like one person found one of those tools helpful, another person found a different tool helpful. And I think, what we're going to be going through tonight is surely going to point that out, that there was a variety of different tools that people found helpful. And how they're going to use it is going to vary based upon their students and their needs and, what devices they even have is typically. So we're going to be doing a couple things. One is you guys are going to be spotlighting some of those winners, which is going to be exciting. So instead of saying them all at one time, Matthew is going to be having 10 different occasions during this feed. And you know what? I'm just got to spill the beans. We found 12 people because there was just.
I was like, wait a second, I have more than 10 tabs open.
I know. I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry because you guys are so great. And then some of you that might be a spotlight as well, because there's going to be some that will be shared out that didn't necessarily win a book. But the reason why you didn't win a book is because either it was not necessarily about 31 days, so just spotlighting some great stuff that you're doing, or two, you were actually already going to get a free book because you're an amazing person like Linda, who wrote she was part of one of the chapters. So because of that, Linda's already getting a book. And so she's not going to win in here tonight as far as that goes, although she's won. I mean, she's done.
Yeah, she's already won. And shout out to Kara again, acknowledging that she listens to the podcast in the mornings. We thank you so much. Happy to inspire, happy to share, and glad I pronounced your name correctly. It's always a tough one.
That's
you never
awesome.
know. Could be Kara, but I guessed right.
Yay.
Nice job.
Matthew, do you want to get us started?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me share the first one. So let me share the screen. And here we go.
Yeah. Bring more of our friends in, ladies.
So we have at Twitter at, let's see, Zenny_ULLOA. And let me do a big picture of it.
Ooh. What is she using there? Can you guys recognize that tool there?
I'm not recognizing it. What is it, Jamie?
It's actually Quiver Vision. And I just shared Quiver Vision a few days ago.
Ah.
I actually still have the bag here. My daughter did Genius Hour, and her Genius Hour topic was on turtles and basically helping your turtles to hatch their eggs if they are a pet turtle, or if you have a turtle that's local that you want to help, because you can let nature take its course, but sometimes those eggs don't hatch because they don't have exactly the right situation. So by being part of that, you're able to use, there we go, Linda. You're able then to help support. So my daughter, who did her project on turtles, wanted to bring in an augmented reality experience, and we were able to find it with Quiver Vision. So one of the turtles, it's a sea turtle in that case, came to life. The kids got to draw and color in, and then they got to see their turtle, because if you guys don't know this, every turtle's different, just like every snowflake is different. And so the concept was that they got to make their own different turtle. Oh, yeah. She did do an awesome job, Linda. Thank you for saying that. So, this was a great post. Actually, Ellie's here with me if you guys want to put us back on camera.
Yeah.
And Ellie shared.
Hey, Ellie.
And she had a blast.
Hello.
Enjoyed it. and the students, she brought in her real turtles. So she brought in her two baby turtles, and they are both part of the same kind of species. What are the two types of turtles?
One's a false mouth turtle and the other one is a red insider, and they're both in the pound and box turtle like
species. Yeah, species of turtles. Mm-hmm. And so we found out that they could, in fact, mate if they're a boy and a girl. We just don't know because they're so young. We're not 100% sure until they get a little bit bigger and we can make sense of it all. But we're hoping because she just loves her turtles, and it'd be really neat to have little baby turtles. Her classmates did love it.
That's amazing. That's fantastic.
He was up in Canada watching you live during your session. Isn't that so cool? Yeah. And so Linda does a lot of immersive technology and actually works with elementary students. So, Dr. Harvey in the house. Awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool. And so there's so much out there, and Quiver Vision has tons of content. And in this case, we were able to find the turtle there with augmented reality and be a part of it. So
that's so cool. And I love turtles too. What were you going to say, Matthew?
Oh, no, I was just curious. Do you have to have that special printout with that app?
Yeah. So they have specific trigger images that when
Okay.
you color them, then you scan, and then it comes to life with the colors that you colored. But it also goes into the original colors like we saw in that video where it shows the actual colors of that continent, of the continents inside the globe, but it shows the actual colors of that sea turtle. How many species of sea turtles are there, Elle?
7.
And
Um,
this is important.
there's actually 8 of them, but one of them is a leatherback sea turtle, like a different species
Okay.
of sea turtle. But there's only one of them. But 6 of them are endangered, and
Yeah.
the 7, and only one of them is not.
She downloaded the bunny mask today. Do you remember the mask that we did on Christmas?
Yeah.
So Ellie and I did a really crazy, during Christmas time, we had the AR, VR, and EDU, oh my gosh, advent calendar. So there was like a tool every day in December. I was crazy back then too. But just really just very brief. And it was all one blog that I just kept building. So instead of having several different blogs, it was one blog. And then you saw that blog continue to grow throughout the month. But there was one with the Quiver Vision masks, and they are so cool. You guys, what you do, you did learn that yesterday. So what happened was you color the mask, and then you turn the camera to your face, and the mask goes on your face. So you make your own face filters with this. It's crazy.
What?
It's so cool.
What? We gotta do that, Scott.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of characters you can do it with. So yeah, they did the bunny, it sounds like, and Linda Edwards with her students. And so I'm really excited to see how that turns out for them.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah. Do we want to do one more, Matt?
Yeah,
Sure.
do another
Let's
one.
do it. All right. Am I still sharing the screen?
By the way, show her turtles.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder if we could just get those turtles. No.
There we go.
They're so cute. And I have to throw this in since Ellie's back. I helped save a green sea turtle in Hawaii. It made like my dream come true because I go snorkeling. It's my favorite thing in the world to do other than building sandcastles. Those are so cool.
Here's Pickle.
Yeah.
How old are they?
They're about, I would say,
You've had them only for
a few months. I've had this one longer, Pickle. And then I just got this one in August.
I like pickle.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The most common pet to have a pet turtle.
Red slider.
Yeah, the red slider. And then this is a false map turtle.
Look at this. Oh, show the back if you can.
Oh, can you hold it?
No, I can't hold it.
What do you feed them?
I usually on days for school, I wake up and just feed them their food pellets. But on weekends, I feed them vegetables like tomatoes. Cucumber really likes broccoli and strawberries.
Wow. That's amazing.
And Pickle really likes bananas.
Anyways, one of them has spikes on his back.
Wow. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
you can see right there.
Yes.
So cool.
Okay, go bring them back before they pee on me.
That's neat.
You can tell I was not a science teacher.
But you're married to one, right?
I am. Yeah.
So there you go.
He's the reason I'm sure that she has all these. She was bringing all these rodents. I'm like, you're out of your mind. That is gonna happen. We have 2 dogs. We have plenty.
You want to share your screen again, Matthew, and I'll pull it up. I saw you had it, but then I didn't get it up there soon enough.
So who we have next is on Twitter at Ella_R_B. And let me make it full screen here.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
This is pretty rad. Don't show my kids.
That is so cool.
Catch the dragon.
What? We got some math thrown in there.
Whoa.
That's pretty intimidating there. So which program is this?
You. Oh my gosh, look at that guy. That's
Yeah, a little gargoyle looking thing.
definitely secondary.
You better get the answers right.
Yeah, right.
Oh my word.
Yes.
That one is assembler, actually. Assembler lets you, and this is the way I described it in the blog. You're gonna see assembler as Google Classroom, but it's immersive technology. So you can build. Hey, Denise.
Yeah, thank you, Denise,
Content.
for joining in.
You can build content inside of assembler by downloading or installing on your computer. You can also build inside of the application on your mobile device, but it's very limited. It's not necessarily a creation tool in the mobile device per se. It's really something that you have to install and create content that way. But there's a ton of content already built inside of assembler that all you have to do is just copy the link and then paste that in. Or you can go into one of their activities, their AR activities, inside the mobile app and assign it into your class. And so everybody will actually get it. It's such a crazy, when I saw it, I was like, this makes so much sense, because instead of having to go out and then go back into your Google Classroom or whatever LMS you're using, everything is there in assembler. So you invite them into your class, they can submit documents, they can submit, images and go in there and chat. But then they can also bring in AR content and, share that with your students. You can build your own content and have them see it inside the classroom, or you can use the pre-created content already in there. But it's really neat. I think that assembler has great potential. And actually, assembler was used, and I saw Linda in here. She's saying hi to Dr. Harvey right now. And I will say that with assembler, they are doing a lot of other content too, including one of the tools that I shared. And I know Linda mentioned she didn't realize this. I didn't realize this. WWF Forest, which is the World Wildlife Foundation, has an app that they had already done. They released. It was about the free rivers, and it showed kind of what happens when those rivers changed and where things were blocked and how that affects wildlife and people, habitats. And so then they brought in forest, where the forest actually fills up your whole room. You can redesign your forest and make your own forest, or you can use the forest of which they have already created, and you're going and you're finding and collecting different hotspots of content. There's a monkey that jumps around, and it's just so awesome. But that's created by assembler this last time, not the first time, not the river one, but the one for the forest was created by assembler. So that partnership there, it's really neat to see how they're reaching out to these different companies to do some cool stuff.
I want to try all this out right now.
Oh, right.
It sounds so fun.
Oh, it is. It is. Well, before we wrap up, I probably will go into my app or into our 31 days and kind of just look at spotlight some of those, just so we know what that looks like and how to play. But I know my morning started. There you go. Dr. Harvey is joining us clear across the world. Dr. Harvey, where are you joining us from now? Because you were in Singapore last I heard, but I'm curious if that's where you're still at. Does so much incredible things. Him and Denise, I mean, you see the science really come out in those two. And David is usually on, but he is he's a fellow, Einstein fellow with NASA. So he all of a sudden is just a very busy man. But
Dr. Harvey chimed in Malaysia.
Wow.
That's so cool. That's amazing. He's all over the world because he's just that good. Are you guys good with us sharing maybe one more and then jumping into a game?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. You want to share number 3, Matthew? I'll give the drum roll.
All right. Let me find one. Randomly pick one.
Sure.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna share the screen, and
Dun, 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 dun,
dun.
We need game show type music.
There we go. Ooh.
All right, here we go.
Oh. You can see the student actually speaking when they're scanning. They layered a video from the student on top. Does anybody know what app that is?
I'm going to take a guess.
Okay.
Well, I think I
Oh.
see the name of it at the
You
top of the
see the
phone.
name. I was like, you're a cheater. Maybe we can.
I would have guessed
Is it-
Flipgrid.
I thought that, but is it iJack?
It isn't either, actually, in this case. She's using a very new app.
Ooh.
And I'm curious if anybody knows which one that is.
Is it the name on the top of the phone?
Ancestry?
Oh, okay. So I used, I didn't do this one with Ancestry, the Heritage app, my Heritage app that I made kind of this old picture come to life using artificial intelligence in the app. But there was another app that I used that for. Actually, that was a very good guess. I haven't seen anybody else answer, but I'm curious if we should wait one more second because I'm sure there's a little bit of a delay too. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Halo AR. Okay, so actually,
Yeah,
Halo
you can do that
AR
with the cover of the book. Where'd I put
came
the
out,
book?
yes, just a few months ago. And they actually made the cover of the book. That's right. When you scan that,
Wow.
then you also will see that whale pop out of that window, and you'll be able to see the whale and look at it from multiple different perspectives. Now, that teacher actually took one of the images, which is all done in the app. So if you guys remember Erasma or HP Reveal,
I do remember that.
so
Yeah.
this is actually a perfect app for that. And actually, I just got a text message earlier from Josh, who is their founder at Light Up. And he said, hey, you know how you just kept on pushing for us to be able to use our trigger images from our camera roll? I'm like, yeah, because I don't want to have to take a picture on my phone for that to be the trigger image, right? I want to be able to just load and it be the best, sharpest, image to use. It's kind of hard to fit it into that window too, as far as what they were asking initially. And it's continuously gotten better. And he was like, yeah, that's a feature now available. So I'm like, yeah, that's, so that, I don't know if that's getting released today or very soon, but that feature is finally going to be coming out. So instead of me having to take a picture of the front of the book, right, I would then be able to upload the actual graphic from ISTE and place then that object. You can upload 3D objects on there. You can pull in Sketchfab links. You can pull in video content. You can pull in images to layer on top. So really cool stuff with Halo AR, and so easy for our classrooms to begin using right now.
Well, and that one was from the Twitter H Callahan, CALLIHAN. That was neat.
That is really cool. Are you guys ready to rock and roll?
I'm so ready.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
In it to win it.
All right. I got a game here using Nearpod. So those of you that are new to Nearpod, actually nobody's new to Nearpod. Everybody knows about Nearpod. And actually we have several people in here that I met through Nearpod events. So this was my first encounter with them, was through these kinds of events. But Rochelle is one of them. I got to meet her first time was because we went to a Nearpod event together, met face to face in Austin for the first time. So Nearpod's been around for a little while, so we're going to use that and go through some of these questions. So let me go ahead and give you a chance to join me. If you're on your mobile device, which is fine, you can join in by using, and I'll put in this code if this is okay, if you guys don't mind. Oh, I could put it in comments.
Yeah, if you put it in the comments, then I can
Yeah,
share it.
we're joining in on, there we go. Okay.
Oh, here, I'll just share it out. Watch, I got this.
Yeah, I can't, for some reason, I don't have the window to be able to put anything in the comments. I have to do it in the private chat.
Okay,
You don't mind?
so
Oh. Perfect.
or they just need the code, right? They don't need to go to that exact
Yeah, it's just
link, right?
easier if they're
So
playing-
here's the code.
watching on their computer
Yeah.
and they're playing on their mobile device, let's say. It makes it easier. The code is easier to go ahead and look up. And that is the letter I at the end. So those are all
Oh, good
numbers,
call.
and then
Okay.
I is at the end.
Good call.
So when you guys join in, make sure to leave your name so I know who you are as you're playing. And there's 3 of you guys in right now. So we're going to give some time for you guys to join in before I move ahead. And as you join in, we're going to be playing just a couple games here. And we might have a little tiebreaker in case we have somebody that's just killing it and doing so good, answering everything correctly. So we might have a little tiebreaker here at the end. And it may not be as obvious who the winner is until I go through that report. So I might have Scott and Matt go through some winners while I'm looking that up.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you want to pull a winner while she's looking that up, Matthew?
At Twitter? Yes.
yeah, that sounds great.
Oh, here, this is, they're actually showing your book. This will be a good one, what you were just mentioning.
Yeah.
Let me share that one. All right, share screen. Here it is.
Whoa.
Look at that.
That's pretty rad.
There's
That's
hands.
amazing.
And to create is so easy. You push that little plus button right there. You choose exactly what you want to add in there as your trigger image. In this case, it was the front of the book is the trigger image.
Look at that.
That is just so awesome. Who's
love it.
posted that one again?
Yes, that was at Kendra, STINGLIN.
Awesome. Good job, Kendra.
Way to go, Kendra.
Very cool. All right. So I'm going to tell you some of the people that are joining. We have Scott Noons in there, some guy named Matt.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
We have Linda Edwards and Dr. Harvey, Denise Wright, and Kara is joining us. And somebody named Cat's Rule. I don't know who that is.
Hey, Tim, you got to join us.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We're on Nearpod. I'm going to post the code up here. We're playing a little AR/VR game. So join in.
And Cat's Rule is really Rochelle because she loves cats. And since the beginning of the Twitter chat, I will tell you, now 4 years, AR/VR and EDU strong. There we go.
There we go.
We have awesome gifts in there of cats that we consistently, like that Twitter chat is probably known for cats. It's sick. But it's all because of our amazing Rochelle / crazy cat lady, like that's just how we all know and love her.
And shout out to Marcia. You got to join us. We're on Nearpod. I'm going to throw the code up again. And Rochelle saying, love that book, of course, because it's her book. Yeah. And I have a little piece in there somewhere in chapter 5. So
awesome.
For anyone that has that, I'm pretty sure.
And what's the name of the book?
In Other Words, quotes
In Other Words.
push our thinking.
And
That's great.
Rochelle, make sure to share where that image came from, which is really cool. Yeah, thank you for posting that, Scott. And if we want to put in that inside of the if you don't mind posting also the link again.
Oh, the link as well.
Which is really challenging, I guess, in this case, unless we're on YouTube. I guess if somebody's able to post it in that YouTube link.
Yeah.
I might be able to.
Let me see.
That might be the easiest way, actually. I guess if somebody's able to post it in that YouTube link.
Yeah.
I might be able to.
Let me see. Gotta love the delay
That might be the easiest way, actually. I guess if somebody's able to post it in that YouTube link. Yeah. I might be able to. Please.
I love the delay
That might be
I muted Jamie for a sec, so you can hear us, Jamie. Muted. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Okay, we're good. Okay.
So that chat here, thank you guys for joining on. If you happen to be watching on ARVR and edu.com on the front page, you can watch us, but you can't participate in the chat without actually clicking YouTube on there. So you want to make sure you go into the YouTube link to join.
So it'll say video unavailable, but if you click on it, it goes. It's some permission. When you see me looking off, I'm still trying to troubleshoot it. I can't figure out why YouTube, it'll display the video on my end. But I noticed when I was on a different account, it's not showing. So maybe because I'm logged in under the TNT thing. So some tech stuff to figure out.
Kathy joining us, Tim joining us. Welcome, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here we go. Here's that direct link. Let me see if I can add it as well.
Perfect. Yeah. And it's funny enough, you know, and on Nearpod, one of the best features that I think that they ever came up with was seeing who was active and who had been on, but then they're on a different link, you know. And Kathy is showing up red because Kathy joined and then she's off of somewhere else doing something amazing, I'm sure. So, you know, as a classroom teacher, I could be like, oh, so you don't want to pay attention to class, huh? Let me call you. We're calling you out. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure she's tired of waiting. She's probably the first one. Okay, so here we go. We're on the front page right now. 31 days of AR, VR, and EDU wrap up, and we're going to go get started right now. So we'll start off with a poll.
All right.
And in this poll, as you guys are going through and joining in, I want to know how much you participated in 31 days of AR, VR, and EDU. Now, this could be I watched the tweets. This could be I went into the blog. This can be...
That's hilarious, Kathy. Thank you so much. Hopefully we don't put you to sleep. I don't think we will. Not with Jaime in the house.
So, so you may have watched just some videos. You may have been following it on Twitter. You could have just seen even the emails and just opened up the emails and went in. So no matter what capacity, how many do you think you went into? And the reason I ask this is because you might say, Jaime, I have no idea what 31 days of AR, VR, and EDU is. So I'm going to have some explaining to do if that's the case. If you have participated in any capacity, it helps me basically just have an idea of how much you participated so that I don't have to explain too much. But I think for the most part, everybody in here has an idea of what 31 days of AR, VR, and EDU is. And so we're ready to go. Okay. All right. So I think I got most everybody's answer here. That's perfect. And I'll show you on your screen. You should have seen this now that we had the majority of everybody answer B. That it's been about 1-5 times, which is great. Hopefully you walked away with one tool, one thing that you plan to use, because oftentimes you're going to see some of this stuff and say, that just doesn't relate to what I do. You know, that has nothing to do. So you can kind of skip it, which is the nice thing about the emails. You know, it kind of gives you a little bit of sneak peek. So you're not going in and spending an enormous amount of time looking up if this applies to you or not, or watching it. But I see some F's in there. And F is a good thing because that means you are faithful. You are the faithful few. 31 days of AR, VR, and EDU. And I just want to give a shout out to Cat's Rule, Rochelle, and Linda Edwards for joining in every single day and watching the 31 days of AR, VR, and EDU. That is awesome. Very cool. Okay. Let's go over to our first quiz question. We definitely need some like music. Dun, 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 dun. Like goofy.
I wish I were musical. Yeah.
No, it's just missing something, isn't it? Okay. So out of the following applications, which are not a creation tool? So out of these tools, you say A, Arise, B, Halo AR, C, Assembler, D, our Lupa AR, E, Supernatural, F, My Web AR, G, Imagine AR. You know what I just realized? I should have thrown in things that they don't exist, just to like throw people, because some of these are going to be a lot. But it would have been funny to like make up my own, like, you know, app names, and see if anybody answered with that. So I'm seeing quite a few of you guys responding right now. Oh, David Lockett's in. Woohoo! Good old fella. We got an Einstein fellow here. Okay. And yeah, I see many of you guys already responding. That's great. Few of you guys, I'll give you a few more seconds. Waiting on Denise.
And while we're waiting that, I'm actually going to try and share out here. I'll share out one of the winners while we're waiting. So Matthew, I'll put you on the drum roll there. Let's see. Trying to get the right tab. And the winner is Denise Wright.
Wow.
Oh, that was perfect timing. And I had it ready to go before you said anything.
Oh, you're
Jamie. So that was perfect.
We're for Denise's answer right now. So Denise, chop, lady. Okay.
Yeah.
So, great for showing models come alive with descriptions, models, and so important when explaining, analyzing, and demonstrating concepts in science. And I will tell you that Denise is a great example of this. She does first off, she was doing the COVID remote learning with students before that ever came to play. So she had already been a remote teacher in her state for several years, and then went back to the classroom because she really missed being with students. And had a chance to do a lot of really cool science stuff. So she's extremely active in the AR, VR, and EDU community, and she's continued to just share and spotlight, promote, and do a lot of work as far as presenting on this topic as well. So Denise has done some great stuff consistently going out, and here she's showing Twinkle Learn and Explore app. And Twinkle is based out of the UK. Let me tell you guys, they are blowing my mind. So if you read today's AR, the 31 days of AR, VR, and EDU, today was actually a Twinkle app. And it was a robotics app. Oh my gosh, Scott, you would totally dig it. It is so challenging. You actually had to go in and build this robot, and it had to go on the terrain of Mars. And it was all done in like it's like sitting on your floor. Like you're going and you're loading.
And you're playing. Wow.
It's so crazy. It was addicting and frustrating and fun and crazy and like, I'm so driven. I have to go back and go and like fix it. I got to get my robot to the spot. I'm so driven.
I think I know what I'm doing this weekend while we're celebrating Easter. I think I'm going to gather up all the kids and we're going to be doing some AR, VR.
Oh,
that'd be neat.
It's so cool. And you know, what's awesome about it is that I kept making mine go in circles. Like it just kept going zoop, zoop. And I was just like, okay, I counterclockwise for that motor. And then you figure out, I need to make those wheels go faster in order to compensate for the terrain that dips down or it's too high on one side. And it's like all this math. I couldn't believe how much that actually was going into that thought process. But you can build something and then you can see how it fails. And then you go back and adjust and then you see it fail. But along the way, you're learning something as you're going forward. I loved the app, and they do a competition every year. So they joined in with the UK competition, robotics competition. They built it with Twinkle, and students actually can join in and compete as classrooms and show off their robot. It's even web-based, although I struggled a bit trying to get mine web-based. I was able to do it in Safari. But that, being able to do that on Chromebooks, I think there's a lot of promise there. Yeah, David. Oh my gosh, you'll love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, everybody's answered but Denise. So Denise maybe went and had a little coffee break. But
I hear that.
Out of all of those tools, the one that is actually not VR is Supernatural. So Supernatural is a virtual reality app, but it's not creation. It's actually exercise. So if you guys saw my daughter playing those, that's a video I include for that particular app where she was exercising. It is for real exercise, like you're sweating bad. And so you got to wipe down your headset and everything because it gets hot. But it is a great workout, and you go all around the world. I'm in Scotland exercising, and you have to duck down and you
cool.
dodge, and then the arm movements are really wide. So you're like, it's so awesome. So Supernatural is kind of costly. It's like paying a gym membership, if I'm honest. But it is one of those tools that having it at home and being active at home with it, and you actually have somebody there that's training you and walking you through and encouraging you, and you hear music that a lot of people are familiar with. Their goal eventually is for you to upload your own music and to be able to do that in Supernatural as well. So
wow, that sounds pretty rad. Yeah, and shout out to David. Thanks for joining us. Always putting out great content on Twitter. Do me a favor, David, if you're still listening in, share out your handle so we can share that out on screen as well. And Jaime, I have another winner. So some people probably saw it. Here we go. Our very own Rochelle. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Do you want to shout out this tool?
I do. So Rochelle is showing out one of the great assembler studio tools where you can build your own content. This is actually a screen capture of their new studio that's been updated. So I've been in the journey of watching assembler kind of build out as they've been getting bigger. And they, Alfonso is the one that showed me assembler a long time ago. Yeah, so I'm going to give a shout out to Alfonso, the Fonz, because he was the one.
My EdTech Life, right? Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. Great podcast. He does some great work. So he had connected with assembler a long, long time ago. I was hoping he would shout out and give it during one of our Twitter chats. And he ended up going with another tool that week. And this is just one that I've just stayed connected since then. And they've continued to improve and grow. And now with their new platform, it's just incredible. So yeah, that's what she has out there sharing out and using that with students. So as you can see right there, you have the option of adding in your own text. You have the option of uploading 3D content, but they also have a ton of 3D. This is what I love about Assembler Studio. They have so much inside of their platform already in there. That's very rare to find a studio where the 3D content is pretty enormous with the library. A lot of times you have to upload your own or go find it. But I love that Assembler actually has so much content, and it's animated oftentimes. So very cool stuff. Yes, there we go. David.
Yeah, I got you, David. I found it.
Very cool.
And
I love it.
Thanks for jumping in with that, Rochelle. That was a great share.
And I'm waiting for a few of you right now, including Scott and Matt.
Yep.
I was so in tune to listen to you.
Right.
There you go. So we
I didn't even know the next question was up.
Yeah. So out of the creation tools, one is unique and why. So if we're looking at the tools that we just talked about, the tools that we were just looking at, which ones were creation tools and which ones were not. We know Supernatural was not, but the others were all creation tools. But one of them is very unique for a reason. So is it A, it's web-based? So there's only one that's web-based, the others are not. Is it B, you create in the mobile app? So is it one of those you can create in the mobile app, but the other ones you cannot? Is it C, it integrates with Sketchfab? So again, only one of them integrate with Sketchfab and the rest do not. Or is it D, you can only view your creation online. So you're not able to view it through a mobile device. You only have to view it through the web. So those are your four options. Again, it's speaking to one tool, but not the rest. Which one does that apply to? All right. I will tell you, I have one person that's gotten this right out of everybody that's responded. I just have to give her a shout out because one, I'm sure she has a cat on her lap right now. Two, she is spot on. There's only one tool where you're actually building through your mobile app only, and that is Halo AR. Halo AR is
wow, that's so surprising.
And you know what's crazy is I even went through this with Matt and Scott and told them the answer to this, and they both
You did.
say,
I just wanted someone else to win. That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
what it
go with
was.
that. All right. How many do we want to do another winner right now?
Yeah, I'm thinking let's take the spotlight off of me getting that one wrong, especially since you did show me. And let's highlight another winner here. So this is one that you, Jamie, and I know. So Stephanie, she's a Schoology ambassador, or wasn't. So we met at Schoology Next 2018. And we reconnected at your session at ISTE in 2019.
Yeah.
So super cool.
Yeah. So I met Stephanie actually at a conference. I want to say maybe it was the conference, not IdeaCon at the time. It's called IdeaCon now, but it was called ICE at the time. I want to say that's the first time maybe we met was in Chicago. And she had said, man, I would really, oh, you know what? I take that back. I feel like there was another conference. I couldn't even tell you which one it is.
I know it's hard. There's so many good ones, right?
Oh man, I feel like it was another conference that I've only been to once. So I'm trying to think of the name, but I know I won't remember. But it is basically, she had said, hey, I love this AR VR stuff. I'm using this stuff, which obviously she is. And she said, you know, I would love for you to come and share at our conference at NETA. So her conference in Nebraska is the NETA conference, NETA is what it is. And had a chance to share. Last year I was supposed to go in. COVID hit. Literally, it was my next conference. COVID hit within, I don't know, a week before I was supposed to go fly out and go to the conference. And then we were scrambling, like, is it going to happen? Do you want to do it virtual? And they just canceled it. So then we postponed it and I just finished. They ended up breaking it up into series this year. So they had something in January, February, and March. And I was able to present at all three of the series on immersive technology. But look at her. I mean, this is like during the time of her conference in Nebraska, and she's out there using. As a matter of fact, at my session, in the March session, she had said, hey guys, check this out. I'm doing, you know, this 3D scanner that Jamie just showed with Scaniverse. So there are several different 3D scanner apps. And if you're looking right now at what we're doing here in Nearpod, you can go in and answer right now. So you're going to fill in the blank. And so you can go in and see this quote that was part of the blog series. You guys are going to see lots of quotes here. And you're going to drag and drop the right words in the right spots. And hopefully, many of you have already had a chance to do that if you haven't already, because I know we're getting short on time here. But more than content consumption, the recent release of Assembler Studio makes AR creation simple but flexible enough for additional interaction. So that's on page 33 of the Immersive Classroom. So I got a chance to see your scores here, which is great. And Scott didn't even try this go around. He's like, I'm not. That's okay. All right. So which tools are used to create VR meeting spaces? So if you've been part of the AR, VR, and EDU chat, you probably know that there are these tools that we hop in and play around with all the time. So which ones are used? So there's going to be probably more than one choice here that you're going to choose. A is Mood Up. B is Engage. C is Jig Space. D is Google Earth Projects. E is Metaverse. F, Utopia. And G, Twinkle. So
I got this one. Okay. I better have got it right.
Hey, if anything you guys get wrong, you're going to be critiqued now. It's gonna
you didn't get this one. But
I think we should add a wait.
I read this one. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Be gentle with me though if I get it wrong. I'm like 100% sure I got this right.
There's more than one.
Oh, okay.
I took a guess.
Okay.
And while we're waiting for people to do that, Let's do a winner.
But there are two different you guys guessed here.
Okay. And the next winner we have is Dr. Patricia Binkley.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys, Google Earth projects. I keep having people come back and say, Jaime, Google's getting rid of all these different tools, and Google Poly and Google, they have Tour Creator inside of there as well with Google Poly. That's going away, and I'm like, that's all right, because they have Google Earth projects, and if I'm honest, I think it's even better than Tour Creator, because you still have access to all the 360s being pulled from Street View, so you can literally search anywhere. And then you can actually, in this case, I showed you guys how to add it as games. There's questions built in. You have different engaging questions that you can build into those tours too. But it is so cool. I am loving their stuff. I'm loving their spotlighted projects that they have out there, and building your own projects is so fun because you can look at it from a 360 view, which is what Tour Creator was, or you can look at it from a 3D perspective where you're looking at the dimensions of the city, for instance, kind of a sky view, but looking at it 3D. So all the buildings as you look around are three-dimensional instead of just a flat 360 experience as you turn around. So it is so cool. You guys are going to love it. And that right there, Dr. Patricia Binkley, you were spot on with saying how we can use this with our professional learning for teachers as well as with students. So that's a great place to start. All right, just going through inside of Nearpod right now and these questions. Matthew guessed one of them, which he said was Mood Up, and that is correct. And then you also have a few more that were, many of you guys got correct. Utopia. Let me go ahead and share this with you guys right now.
You're both right. Nice.
Both of those were correct, but what you may not have what you may have missed was Engage B. VR is they were actually the first ones I used in getting in there in virtual reality. Really cool stuff. But now they have a mobile app that you can go into and experience, invite your students in. So really good stuff. Good job, guys. We'll go to this next question. Actually, this is a collaboration board, so I'm going to allow you. Let's see. I don't want to do pending post. Man.
While you're loading that up, I'm going to announce the next winner here. We have our good friend, Melissa Hayes, and she's sharing out Mozilla Hubs. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's another virtual meeting space, right? Or it can be used as that?
Absolutely. So Mozilla Hubs is a fantastic one. Actually, Melissa and I had talked one night, and she literally the next day brought it into her classroom. So there was just no delay. She just brought her kids in. She said she went out 1 hour. She finished up the activity, went back in the next hour, and the kids were all still in there playing inside of
that is fantastic.
It's a good thing when you actually can't get your kids to stop being engaged in learning and playing. So I love that. That's so awesome. So Mozilla Hubs is so easy to use, and I have tons of blog articles out there for you to check out. And I'm looking right now just at our collaboration board inside of Nearpod, and the devices people are using are Chromebooks. They're using Merge Cubes, which is great. And they're also using Class VR. So Matthew, I did not realize you guys have Class VR.
We have one of our school sites that has 40 Class VRs, one of our junior highs.
Wow, that's crazy. And then
they do, and it works with the Merge Cube and CoSpaces.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. CoSpaces can be done. It's all through the browser, so that's true. Anything browser based, I'm guessing Class VR would be a good one to use for. Actually, Mozilla Hubs, you can use it if you can do it through the browser, which is really cool. And then we also have Cat's Rule. So Rochelle has the Oculus Quest, which is great. And then we also have Dr. Harvey out there using iPads, which I'm always a huge advocate for. I think everybody should have a class set of iPads. Kara had mentioned that she has Merge Cubes, CoSpaces, and Lenovo. So she's using the VR headset. She's doing some AR stuff with merge cubes and a mix of AR and VR with CoSpaces. So very, very cool. All right. What technology must the device have in order to scan 3D objects using lasers?
You know I got this one.
You don't get this one right, I'm going to really...
Okay, I'm even more sure on this one. I'm doubling down. You can fire me.
And the reason why he needs to know the answer to this is because we've done 2 presentations together on this at 2 different places, and it was specifically for this technology here. So I'm interested if you guys get this one right.
And sharing out a winner, I'm going to take a guess here and say it's Ionka Poole. So shout out to her for this contribution. And I need to make sure I'm following her. She's an MIE expert, it looks like, which Matthew and I are as well. So JigSpace, pretty cool. How do you use this one?
Yeah, this one actually is built in, so you can bring in this aquarium into your space, and you're identifying different species. But Jig Workshop is also one of their latest updates where you can build your own content inside. So it's like creating slides, but they're not slides. They're augmented reality. So you're going from scene to scene to scene, like slides, but they're actually 3D objects that they're engaged with and learning content from. So JigSpace and Jig Workshop is good stuff. Very cool. All right, I'm seeing what you guys have said so far. I'll give you guys about 5 more seconds. Okay, no seconds. Here we go. Matthew and Scott got this right. And then a few of you guys also. That's right. And I'm just going to say, using this technology, you're using LiDAR technology. So that is that light detection. It's actually sending out lasers, detecting how far away things are, except for it's sending out millions of different lasers and going and detecting as you're moving around and identifying the distance, right? That is probably one of my favorite technologies out right now, but it's only available on which devices?
Ooh, I got this. Put it in the chat.
No. It's part of Nearpod. Don't put it in the chat.
Oh.
It's
I gotta look up. Oh yeah, don't put it in the chat.
So I am benefiting from Scott being with you and presenting on this.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 right answers, right?
There are.
Okay. I'm going to pick my favorite right answer.
All right, let's see.
Okay, and while we calculate those, shout out to Karen Fredrickson for the win with JigSpace. So tell us a little bit about JigSpace.
Yeah, so the one we were just looking at with the aquarium that came out.
Yeah.
She was talking about coral reef, bringing that in, and that's perfect for their Australia unit. So very good to think about it even from, locations, if you want to bring them somewhere, or from the science perspective, if you're looking at the different fish species or the different coral reefs. And so as you're going through and identifying all of these things from, different subjects, different grade levels, and really the Jig Workshop, I think, in building your own content, there's so much to be done there. All right, I'm seeing many answers coming in, and I just want to go through. There are 2 correct answers, and I don't think anybody has gotten both correct.
It didn't let me click on both.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I tried to click on both. It only let me pick one.
This is my error because one of them, that's my error. I should have had 2 clicked on there. But D is the latest iPad Pro is correct. That was the first device that actually came out. So Scott and Dr. Harvey, you both are correct on that one. Yes. You guys deserve credit for that, as well as Matthew and Rochelle and Linda. You 3 got the iPhone 12 Pro or the Max, iPhone 12 Pro Max. Both of those will give you the LiDAR technology, and pretty much most to come on those higher end Apple devices. We should anticipate seeing a lot more of the LiDAR technology. So 3D scanning. You got a new one?
New winner. It looks like Adult Ed Dance VR. So super cool name. Totally dig it. It's got VR right in the name
It
there.
sure
And they're-
does.
Yeah, and they're talking about Google Lens, which Matthew's the one who turned me on to Google Lens. Super cool program. How do you use that one generally, Jamie?
Yeah, so I showed on the video several different ways that you can use this. You can do it with Google Translate. So it will automatically translate multiple languages. You can do homework check. So it will scan math problems and walk you through step by step how to solve it. You can actually type in, for instance, Pomeranian is one I typed in. So it actually brought in augmented reality of a Pomeranian into my space. So it's bringing in, a lot of those Google products into one. So everybody's kind of freaking out. Oh no, Google's letting go of all this AR, VR stuff. When in reality, I think what's really happening is consolidation. I think they're bringing everything and consolidating it into one place. And then what they're not doing that with, they're open sourcing. So that's good news because we're going to still see these kinds of products out there. But keep in mind that that is one of those that have really been bringing those together. All right, fill in the blanks. Apple's AR update should have a minimum of an A12 chip. If you guys are looking to make some purchases, make sure it has an A12 chip at minimum if you're going to buy an Apple device. And that's usually not what people are looking for. They're looking at prices and they're looking at, right? But technically you can buy the latest and still not get the best technology. So A12 chip is key and at minimum, right? A14 and so on, and what we're going to be looking at with those chips as it continues to move forward. I would say definitely looking at that technology and making sure that they have the best function and features available to them. All right, we're nearing the end right now, and I think this might be the race. Let's see.
Ooh,
It is time to climb indeed.
Let's see. Here it is. Time to climb. Dun, dun, dun.
What's it going to show on your end? Is this one where it would be interesting if you shared your screen and showed us?
Oh yeah, I think she'll see like how far each of us are in the mountain.
Or
Okay.
are you just going to show us at the end, Jamie? Either
No,
way.
I'll show if that's okay.
Yeah. Show away. Here we go.
All right. So waiting for players. One connected. Hit start when ready. Oh, look at Scott in there. I think
I'm in there. I'm ready. Watch out, Dr. Harvey.
And
I'm
Scott,
coming.
you guys are. Oh, look at Matthew. He's joining in.
I'm a penguin.
Michelle is in. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Kara's in. Welcome, guys. You guys ready to play? All right.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys about 5 more seconds. There we go. We got Linda in there. Perfect. Awesome. All right. We're almost ready. And let's go. Okay. So I did push start. Let's hope that goes okay. Yay, music. Okay, I can't do the music. It's too loud. All right, which tool goes with this quote in the blog post? When students are learning because they enjoy it, not only do they retain more information, they go well beyond the basics. Oh, we got a winner so far.
Oh, Cat's Rule, of course, Rochelle.
Man, the girl is on fire. Okay, which tool goes with this quote in the blog post? LiDAR is going to provide more details of the space for users to walk into an immersive experience. The details are more than just images layered together, but sometimes millions of detected points of 3D objects in the space to accurately display and navigate around the site. Which tool do you guys think that is?
Oh, I should have gone with my first answer.
Oh, Dr. Harvey, look at that.
Oh.
He's killing it. Here we go. Okay, which tool goes with this quote in the blog post? Another immersive technology Apple Watch integration is found in VR using the Oculus Quest. Which one of those actually uses the Oculus Quest? Which one is an application on the Oculus Quest? That's a question. does have to do with exercise.
Oh,
you gave out a big hint there.
I really did.
You did. I'm climbing.
Oh, Dr. Harvey, look at that. Which tool?
He's dominating.
Good job. Good job. All right, question 4. Which tool goes with this quote in the blog post? The story captures drawings on paper and layers them in the scene. Each character is full of personality, and students can personalize them by including their own artwork. Students will love interacting with these story puzzles.
no.
Art. Oh.
I have not used it yet, though.
Oh, it's so awesome. It is so awesome. Okay, which tool goes with the quote in this scene? Since that first release, Google has made more AR experiences available in your mobile browser, featuring dinosaurs and insects, planets, moons, and NASA objects, and bodily systems and other science models. So which tool does that apply to?
Oh. Yeah, I knew I picked the wrong one. I jumped the
Oh,
gun.
man.
Dr. Hart, holy moly. But Linda's catching up.
Nice.
Whoa.
Woo-hoo! That's awesome. Great job, you guys. Very good. I want to say there's last 2 pieces, but really the end of this is just going back in, knowing that the blog's out there. I'm going to skip through this collaboration board and just know that on the website, you can go back in. There's so much content. Just go back, plan a day, kind of look through some of those things. And thank you guys so much for joining Nearpod. Now, there's no way I can do this while we're here, but I will go back and I will find the winner. Don't be
okay, Tara.
I will tell you, I may not have won. I built it.
It's pretty tough.
Trying to remember all this. It's crazy. So, I mean, even Scott and Matt couldn't do it, and they saw all of the questions first.
I did.
If anybody should
my
be
goodness.
I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. You are amazing, and thank you all for joining. Do we have any more winners, or did we cover all of the winners that we had?
We got all the winners.
Awesome. Perfect. You guys, thank you so much for everything you've done. Linda, I don't know if we ever shared out any of Linda's stuff. I had it down not as a winner, but I did have some tweets out there that I just want to recognize. She did some great work.
Here, I'll pull one up real quick.
Thank you. Yeah, and there was a few more about the book, but just if we can point out Linda, she's on here on the chat. I just want to make sure to spotlight her and share out one of the.
I'm grabbing the right one. I didn't even look at it. That's
okay. There was 2 out there.
There we go.
That is Jig Space right there. Look at the aquarium in your space. Isn't that so cool? I just love it.
So cool. Yeah, and I love coral. So.
And by the way, the technology that's being used in Jig Space is actually body tracking. So you can walk in front of the coral and actually behind the coral too. So where you're standing in the proximity of the technology, it's able to track which spot that is actually layered within your scene instead of it just being everything in front. So I love the fact that they were one of the first to do that technology using these devices. So that's it. You guys, thank you so much. I know we went well over time and it is late for some of you, 10:15 nearly for some of you on Eastern.
Yeah.
So you're amazing for sticking it out. But I just want to say thank you all for joining in. If you were not one of the winners, I would still, for you coming in live, reach out to me. I think Kara would be one of them. Reach out to me. I'd still love to get you a book. And I probably will be reaching out to everybody else to make sure they get a book. David was in here earlier, but David was already in the book. He wrote part in his chapter, mentioned David and the work that he's doing as well. So some of you are already going to get a book because you're already in there. If you didn't and you joined in live with us tonight, I want to make sure to get you a book. So just reach out to me and let me know. But thank you, TNT Edtech podcast. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, and if you like the show, remember to listen on the podcast player of your choice and leave us a positive review on Apple Podcasts. It goes a long way. Thank you so much, Jaime. Appreciate you. I want to make sure everybody's following you on Twitter at Jaime Donnally and following the hashtag ARVR and EDU. And go back and look at all of the submissions from the hashtag 31 days of AR, VR, and EDU. Sorry, it's a longer one. I was like, did I get it right?
Yes. And it's a long month too.
Oh no, Mel. I'm seeing our friend Mel is joining us from Colombia, originally from Australia. So super cool. Super, super cool. And I think I forgot to show it. Dr. Harvey said, I think he's going back to New Zealand soon.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So world traveler. Thanks again, everyone. And this will be up on YouTube if you want to share it out with a friend. Otherwise, it'll be up on the podcast next week. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, everybody.